Do we do mouth
Hello,
sounds?
everybody.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no.
Sorry, I didn't know if we needed to do mouth sounds. I felt like we were being cued.
We had
for
so
mouth
much
sounds.
time to prepare and we still
I'm sorry.
built that.
Boy. I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay, I'm done.
Hi, everyone. Sorry about the wait. It was on purpose, obviously. Welcome to the keynote for Roll20 Con 2021. We had some technical difficulties there up there at the top. We got them all resolved. We are here. We are ready to talk about what's next for Roll20. We have such an exciting list of announcements to rattle off here on this stream. How's everybody's con been? You've been having a good time? We appreciate if you're joining us here in chat, if you gotten to play any games this weekend, and of course, if you had the chance to donate to Code 2040, which is the reason for the season, as they say. I love the little fingers there, Emily. That was very good.
I thought I'd support you with some spirit fingers.
I appreciated it. It really helped me keep the flow going. We're doing this to benefit Code 2040. They're an organization dedicated to helping to, looks like we got a little overlay here in chat. You can see the magic behind the scenes that we got. Oh, it's gone now. We're good. Okay, captions are coming up. They are an organization dedicated to lessening the barriers and burdens to racial equality in the tech industry. That is a cause that is near and dear to Roll20's heart as a tech company, first and foremost. We really believe in their mission, and that's the reason that we do everything. As a reminder, we are matching donations up to 50K going forward. That's what we're doing. So if you donate money, Roll20 also donates as much as you donate up to that 50K total. We're just under 43K right now, I think, is where we're at. Is that right, folks? I'm looking now. Yeah, we are within $200 of 43K right now, which is awesome.
We are so close to the daddy ending.
We are also very close to the daddy ending.
Half of the people in here have seen it. Our lives are changed. It's
true.
Upsetting. I had to update the CWs. But the other half deserve to see it, and I'm not going to let them until people donate. So
it is true. It is life-changing in every sense of the word.
In fact, I'm pretty sure my boss told me that I could delete the daddy ending if we don't make it. So
now we're literally holding content. We gone from like giving an incentive to just holding content hostage at this point.
Absolutely.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, that's the reason why we're here. Any amount you give helps, right? And because we match it, it'll double. Whatever you give will double, which is awesome. So please, if you can, whatever's within your means, please do give to that, and we'll drop that Tiltify link here in chat if it's not already there. All that being said, like I said, I hope everyone's having a great con. It's been awesome seeing the energy in the virtual room. Basically, it's been. I've been here for 2 Roll20 cons now, and this has been like such an awesome one. I love it. I can't wait to see what we do next year, even too. And yeah, it's been a great weekend for all that stuff. We should introduce ourselves. So I have been talking. My name is Luke. I'm your social media manager here at Roll20. Who is with me on the line?
Sorry, I was letting our other producer Carlos know that everything is fine now.
Oh yeah, well that's true. We had a lot of talking back and forth about tech things just now in those 10 minutes before we got started.
It's me. It's TK. It's your boy.
TK, what's your title here?
Hello, I am the customer lifecycle specialist. Don't ask me what it is. Nobody knows.
I love making you say that and push up your glasses.
I know, it's so good. Well, my glasses are falling down because my headphones are too big, but that's fine. Everything's fine.
Who else is with us here today?
Hi, I'm Emily Floyd. I'm the licensing director here at Roll20.
You're here to talk about product announcements, right, Emily? We have a couple we're talking about at the end of the show here.
Oh, yeah. I am here to basically take over an entire portion of the show with some amazing licensing-related announcements that we have for Roll20.
Heck yeah. That's awesome.
I'm so excited.
But first, I think we're talking a little bit about new dev. We have a pretty big announcement at the top of the show here. TK, do you want to tell me a little bit about Roll20 Mobile?
Hello, I would love to tell you about Roll20 Mobile because I know about it. And also because we have an open beta now. Like it's totally open and we're actually moving out of beta. It's very fun. We will continue to have like the product map board and everything like that. And we will be continuing to use feedback to update beta, but other than that, like it's open. You could go now. You could go now and download it. You could go right now to the Apple Store. You could go to Google Play.
Don't go to the physical Apple Store.
Don't.
Yeah, they might not know what you're
I'm not
asking
your
about.
dad. Like,
Yeah, go in and ask one of those so-called geniuses. I'm just kidding. Let's but both of the
I didn't
apps
know we
are
had
available.
Apple beef.
yeah, I'm just calling out Apple for some
It
reason.
looks so
yeah.
good.
It's a companion app for our virtual tabletop, and right now it's all about the character sheets and stuff. It's primarily geared towards players to kind of keep you from having to bring a whole bunch of stuff to your games. I know as a person who plays a lot of games both online and in person that it sucks to carry a bunch of books. I'm 5'3". I got little twig arms. I'm tiny, and I'm tired. I get so tired. So just having the phone is great for me.
We disappeared for a second there on stream, folks. Sorry about that.
It's okay. I still look good. I'll just post here. Tell me when you fall in love with me.
If you want to see Roll20 Mobile in action, we had a panel last night. Today is Sunday. Friday we had a special D&D game, which was awesome. It was incredible, where they were using Roll20 Mobile the whole time. To play Strixhaven Curriculum of Chaos. We had an all-star cast there, including our new community manager, Danny. It was an incredible game, incredibly fun, very fun to hang out and chat and put nonsense using the company account, and definitely an awesome way to show off Roll20 Mobile and all the different things it's capable of: dice rolls, managing your character sheets, working as a companion app, and really letting you play your way without having to really be tethered to the computer. We're really excited about, as people are starting to play, playing in person with Roll20, and we're really excited about like how this app is going to open up a lot of possibilities for people who want to play with Roll20 at their physical tables.
Yeah, and right now it's geared mostly towards 5e because it's no like surprise that when people think of virtual tabletops, they usually think of playing Dungeons and Dragons online. But other systems are coming very soon, like being worked on as we speak, and it's coming in the near future. We're going to get character sheet support and support for more systems very soon. We're actually working on some documentation and code base so that users can start building their own responsive sheets. So
yep. Yeah, so we're kind of doing a little bit of the work in the front load. I've been talking about it like the focus on 5e is kind of like, if you're familiar with game dev, it's like a vertical slice, right? Like we get all of the work done for one segment of it, and that way we can kind of disseminate that and make it easier for other systems, and really get the basic building blocks of how the app works down solid, and then move forward from there. So that's kind of our plans with Roll20 Mobile. Rawlings Warren in the chat says, I want isometric grids for those artsy 2.5D maps. Are we getting that?
Are we?
What a great question to drop in the chat.
And
it's like we planted them.
It's actually one of the best questions that we've had so far.
I would say that. I would say
100% of the best question.
If you want to have the best question in chat, ask a question.
Ask a question.
And try to make sure I see it. But no, the reason that we're so excited about that is because one of the other things we have to show off for you today and talk about is isometric grids.
That beautiful isometric grid footage. It's just a picture.
Roll it. We'll roll it in a second here.
Our producer is making such a funny face.
We are getting yelled at
see
for being demanding, which we should. Shout out to Jess, our producer is amazing, and shout out to the mods who have also been amazing this entire weekend. Like, incredible work.
In spite of everything,
it's been awesome having you folks. Shout outs. But yeah, isometric. We are working on that right now. Yes, we are. And we are we are ready to show it off. It's actually going to pro first. So
I thought it was on. Yeah, you're right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yay,
early access is currently on the dev server. You can see it right now. But we have this
person. I'm moving them.
Yeah, get a little move there.
Move down. Yeah. Look at
Incredibly
that.
cool. So for those who don't know, isometric is kind of like, back when before games could generate. Oh, man, I shouldn't say it this way. Isometric is a way of basically faking 3D, and it kind of became popular because of dungeon crawlers like Diablo and all of the Infinity Engine games.
Baldur's Gate on PC, Icewind Dale.
Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars, shouts out.
Oh my gosh, what did you just shout out, Mario?
I just shouted out my best friend in the world, Mario.
Hope you're watching, Mario.
I hope you're watching at home, buddy.
Sorry about that N64 part.
Extremely exciting, extremely cool. Like I said, this is on the dev server, so you can test it out. It's going to go live. This is one of the things that we've sort of been working on. Some of our devs have been working on this as a passion project. We have a question in the chat: is it dimetric or isometric? We don't have to answer that. But yeah, it's really exciting, and hopefully opens up some new ways of playing for some new groups who maybe want to try out games in this way instead. You can see that it's set up here. We got it with the settings open here. It's just set up as another grid type. So you just change that, and you'll see those isometric grids.
It's dimetric and isometric.
It's both.
Yeah.
It's either one, whichever you need.
Both.
Pretty cool.
Thank you, Bianca, for being our actual plant.
Yeah. Really cool stuff. Anything else to say about isometric before we move on, folks?
I don't know. I actually think that that's mostly it, but I'm very excited to see where it goes. I used to love isometric maps from the older, I grew up on AD&D, and so the older Ravenloft books and things like that had a bunch of isometric maps in them. Yep. And I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's really cool to just have native support for that stuff. There's a bunch of really cool marketplace creators too, and people out there who make. Yeah, Alex Drummond comes to mind, just a map maker that I quite enjoy. Who does
that's exactly that's what I was going to say too. Is what I'm really excited about is not only does it look freaking cool, but there's so much opportunity for our creator community to get involved with the isometric style and bringing their art to that, so that users have options to kind of get some pre-made maps set up and take advantage of it. So there's a lot of opportunity there, and I'm so excited.
I just want to make sure that the attribution for the creator of this map is on here.
The wonderful Cinderlight Studio.
Cinderlight Studio. Check them out.
Really nice looking stuff. So that's isometric on the V2T. Coming to a virtual tabletop near you. Like I said, if you're pro and you're checking it out on the dev server, available now.
It's funny because it doesn't even have to be a virtual tabletop near you. It could be on the other side of the country, but it's still coming, and you're still going to be able to play with it.
That is true.
That's the beauty of the internet. Anyway,
Geography.
I've drank a lot of tea.
Let's jump in and talk about the page menu a little bit. This is a pretty simple functionality, but we definitely wanted to put it simple. I shouldn't say simple, but it's a deceptively simple idea, but it's extremely nice and should help save people a lot of headaches.
Yes, also highly requested.
Yeah, that's another thing that it definitely is. If you duplicate a page, it will now copy all of the layers of that page.
Yeah, magic.
Yeah.
We're calling this, I think, new page anywhere. This is the idea that you can also place those new pages. Yep, you see the little check boxes we've got here.
I don't know. I have no idea if it's showing up on.
Yeah, I don't think it is, but that's all right.
I don't think it is.
That's okay.
If you click duplicate a page on a new page, you're going to see the different layers. There's 3. You can check which boxes you want to duplicate those layers specifically. So yeah, that's going to be great. It's a really easy way to port over and make, if you want to make a book of battle maps and kind of copy those over and do that, that's a great way to do it. If you're making new dungeons, anything like that, this duplicate page is going to be just a really great way to get that stuff done. And it just sort of leans in towards the whole idea of improved UX across the board, especially for folks who are GMing on the site and need to do a lot of that prep and maintenance kind of work.
Yeah. The new page anywhere function too is just so much nicer for keeping things organized when you want to drop something right in the middle, and all you need to do is click that little plus. You don't have to drag things all the way from the end anymore. Is so helpful.
Extremely nice.
Yeah.
So that's sort of the updates to the new page menu.
Yeah, I'm really excited. There's nothing that I hate more than, especially if you have like a long campaign going, you've got a bunch of maps and you're like, I probably need something. Like I have an encounter that I should probably put here. And then you just like push a little plus instead of making a new page and then clicking it and dragging it all the way back up.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm very, very excited to see what how this makes prep work a lot easier on the site.
Yeah.
Next up, we got one very what do you want to call it? We're going to do a little shop talk here, I think, folks, because this update is it's behind the scenes, but it's extremely exciting for our sheet authors, and we definitely wanted to highlight it too. There is the turn tracker dialogue is now in CSS on your character sheets here, which is a pretty big change for API and potentially helpful for character sheets moving forward if you do that kind of dev work. Basically, you've got a unique ID for your turn order in the HTML. This is going to be really, really big for people who are writing their own API or working on these character sheets.
It's a big power user feature.
Yeah. So hopefully this is the kind of stuff that opens up, even if you don't like, it doesn't feel like it's directly impacting your experience on Roll20. It opens up so many doors for the folks who are, making our site even better with those different API scripts and more powerful and robust sheets too. That I think that this change is going to open up a lot of really creative use cases and make things even cooler. So yeah, that's one thing we definitely wanted to highlight. Definitely check out the forums for some interesting use cases. People have already sort of been batting things around about what this is going to open up. Scott's asking if this is live now. I think if it's not live now, it's going live within the next couple of weeks here. I'm not sure on the actual date there. TK, do you know?
Looks like Bianca says it's live now.
Bianca says it's live now. So it is live now. Yep, Scott. It is in fact live now. So that's awesome. We're really excited about what that stuff's going to open up to. All right. Should we talk a little bit about the grid?
I love it when people ask me that question.
Yeah, how many times a day?
I love I'm in line
for my groceries.
Talking about it, you're like, let's talk about the grid, and I'm like, oh, we're in Tron now, baby. Where's my light bike? I don't know what the real terms are. Do they say grid in Tron? Is that a thing?
They say grid in Tron.
Okay.
If you think they say grid in Tron, donate to Tiltify.
Yeah.
Let us know.
If you know what the bikes are called.
Yeah, if you want to correct me about Tron, you have to donate to Tiltify.
If you want to, if it's actually from 90s and early 2000s hit cartoon Reboot, that's fine too. Tell me which is better in the Tiltify comments, Reboot or Tron. I know the right answer. Do you?
Make a donation to stake your claim.
Let's talk about logical image placement. Shall we?
Yeah, that was the way that you said it, even though I know you know what it is, the way that you said it implied that you didn't. And I was
logical image placement.
Well, logical.
my image placement. Okay, logical image placement. Let's talk about this. This is the idea that marketplace creators can now update. So for a long time, there's been a metadata field, and it hasn't really done much with the idea that we would eventually have some sort of integration with it. And it is now live. So this is to make sizing and alignment automatic based on items. Marketplace creators can update the metadata in their items to basically tell us how big it is. And then when you drag it onto the VTT, it's gonna immediately populate in the size that it's supposed to be. This helps a lot with token proportions too. Make sure they don't have to necessarily be square. And you can select. You can either choose to resize the image for the grid or the grid for the image. After that.
It's gonna be really good on Marketplace specifically because like how many times do we grab map tiles? We just bring it over and we're like, a 5x5 square. That's how big I wanted my my town center. Incredible. Thank you. Of course.
I know that we implemented this. There were some there were some problems with how it affected some other importing of items. That's we worked on rolling that back. If you have any existing issues, please let us know. We're still hunting anything down with that, but we're working to optimize that experience as well. But this should be immensely helpful for folks who are, importing from the marketplace and loading things in mass into their games. So we're excited about this as well.
It's going to be a good time, especially like, I know there have been times where I've brought creatures onto the map and I know that creature's supposed to be huge and it just comes in as medium sized. And I'm like, all right, like, how am I supposed
basically
to use this
always
freaking Hydra?
Dinky little Hydra.
Yeah. How am I supposed it's like it's like a little baby Hydra.
Little guy going across there.
I'm not gonna lie, like, honestly, if I were a player in any manner of high fantasy game and we just like we're out in the wilderness and I saw like a Hydra that was the size of like a cat, that's a pet, baby.
You got a pet Hydra now.
Yeah.
That's a new pet.
That's a familiar right there.
That's a familiar. Give me that. I want it. Pseudo dragons should really have more heads. Anyway, what were we saying? What are we talking about?
I was just going to let you go because I have a little more apple cider to drink here. But if we're moving on, we could move on.
Oh, I want to talk about this one.
Yeah, please do. Tooltips?
Yeah, tooltips.
Yeah, go for it.
Baby, because I've got a little map for it. Can you see it in the window? Wait, can it? Yes. I'm gonna wait for Twitch. Okay, yes, nice. Tooltips, very freaking cool. I'm very excited because I am a dungeon master who likes to have descriptions for things, but I don't like to remember them and I don't like to keep notes. So tooltips are great because you could just put in all the little descriptions that you need for them, especially for tokens that are actually on the GM layer, so you know how to describe them before your players actually meet them without having to clutter your screen, especially if you have like limited screen real estate, without having to clutter your screen with a lot of handouts and stuff like that. It's very annoying. And you can also put things in the tooltips like what you guys have talked about, what your players have talked about before, what like if you heard a rumor from them or something, if you need to know whether or not they're a rival of another character in the party, if one of your characters like rolled a great perception on them, you can update the tooltip in the character area and just like have that extra stuff on there. It's like carries a poison dagger or something like that, or lied or told this person a lie but got found out or something like that. Like, it's all these character notes that you can have and that your players will be able to see just by zooming over them. And I do believe they are screen reader accessible.
I think you're right on that too. Yes. Yeah.
Yes. And so whenever your screen reader reads them, usually they're really good for physical descriptions. But yes, they're just a little bit more accessibility. So
yeah. It's pretty nice for that stuff. I'm super excited about this as well. I think that obviously all these use cases, this is another one of those features where like it can legitimately change how people play the game, which is some of the stuff that gets me the most excited about when we have those kinds of updates. I've seen like Keith Curtis in the forums, shouts out, had like shop descriptions and item prices using these tooltips in the shop, which is really, really cool.
I've seen where they've put the tooltips on, like, if you're going into like a city, like alleyways and stuff. One of the things we've done is put like thieves can't in the GM, and if somebody's like if somebody's perception is high enough, then you can make that token quote unquote visible. You move it to the token layer and then they can read the thieves can't just the same way you would on like Diablo or something like that. I'm just saying, it's dope. And
it's really,
like you
really
can read
cool.
like you can read like messages, mysterious notes set on the ground, and it really makes maps that are already furnished but you can't really move chairs around and stuff, it makes it so that you can really interact with them a lot more, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I ran Death House last month for Halloween. That's one where you have a lot of things packed into a map very tightly. Being able to use that for and there's some investigation and sleuthing that goes on there.
Imagine playing a murder mystery like adventure where you're looking for clues and stuff, and somebody gets a high enough perception or something, and then you can move that token to the token layer for them to discover that clue.
It's pretty neat.
It's fun. It's very fun. I'm sorry. I'm just having a very good time. I'm very excited. It's
pretty neat.
It's really cool. It's really freaking cool.
I love it.
The other thing, and this I don't think this is live yet, but this is coming down the line. Tooltips are also going up for cards.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to have tooltips on the card deck. That's something that I've had a couple people asking about on socials specifically. So that is coming. We're working on that, and
that'll be really great for. I'm so sorry. Please
go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it'll be really great for games like For the Queen, which are very visual.
Sure.
And so because they are accessible to screen readers, that opens up a whole new audience of people who can really enjoy the games.
Yes.
Yeah, having the actual text on there is going to be a huge game changer for
it's going to be so cool.
Specifically.
Game changer. I'm sorry.
I don't get it. So next up, we are talking about, speaking of card decks, I wanted to talk a little bit about the safety deck, which we implemented here on the VTT as a bonus feature. TK, do you want to take it away?
Every brand new game comes with a safety deck. Every time you open a new game, you have a safety deck just like waiting for you, baby. And they have such beautiful little card backs, and you could just draw them. Little stops, little slow downs, little keep goings, and you can go in there and choose from them. And these are just little things to help people feel a lot safer by giving you the tools, giving you that that sort of autonomy to just decide like, hey man, like I'm not doing great with this, I don't really want to talk about it, let's stop. Or hey, slow down, like come back.
Yeah.
Like, can we rewind the scene and stuff like that? And it really gives you like that sort of like, I don't want to discuss it, I just want to take it out, and you have like that autonomy without having to bring up safety decks to the rest of the table, which I like. And it's just going a little bit further.
Yeah, it's much like it's kind of like an airbag, right? Where like even not even having to use them, that's fine, but you are probably in better shape because they are present in there.
Right.
Which is it's never a question whether or not this is happening. So in terms of innovation, this thing has been massive for the space, I think, like just being able to have this. And we're really glad to just support it natively on the VTT and kind of help bring that into this realm too.
I actually compare safety decks to a haunted house, because when you know whether or not somebody can touch you before you go into a haunted house, you feel safer. Because it's like, oh, these people can touch me in this haunted house. No, thank you. Or yes, please, know? And if you go into a haunted house and they're like, there's no touching in this haunted house, and you can still enjoy everything that the haunted house has to offer, but you do it in a way that's better informed.
Totally. Makes a lot of sense. That's an apt way to put it.
I also want to chime in to shout out to the fact that the safety deck we implemented originally came from our original Burn Bright release that came out last year. So the safety deck was originally a part of the Burn Bright product, and then we refreshed it with an awesome new design to match the card deck design so that everything flowed nicely on the VTT. And special shout out to our brand manager, Dylan Todd, who made all that awesomeness happen.
Yeah, absolutely. They look great. It's awesome to have them. Very glad they're here.
Yes. No deal.
Cool. Should we talk a little bit about the toolbar?
Yeah, talk about the toolbar. Sorry, I just wanted I wanted people to look at the back of these cards.
Oh yes, these are gorgeous.
Yeah, look how cool it is.
Love that design.
Sorry about that. I'll get my shit together soon. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Your shit seems to be in perfect shape to me, TK.
Thank you. That's so all. There we go.
Cool. Toolbar. First thing, circle tool. It is now part of the draw. You actually have a circle tool instead of just having to hold down Alt. Yeah.
Just say it works.
It works.
Circle tool works.
You can now draw a circle.
That was so kind of you. It works. Because one of the biggest problems with the circle tool is that our lighting system, for the most part, defined edges, and circles don't have defined edges. They're not squares or anything, So it's very hard for the light to just like come in there. But now you don't have to hold down any hotkeys. You don't have to go like hard on it or anything. You just draw a circle. You can put it around a lantern. You can put it around a tree, a pillar. I don't know your life. I don't know where you're putting circles. A barrel. Who knows? It's a very ominous barrel. Stop me, Luke.
If you want TK to keep going and describing other circles that they can think of, donate to Tiltify.
Donate to Tiltify. Tell me all the things that you can find that are circles.
If you see a circle around you somewhere.
Tell me every circle. You name 3 circles.
Oh, you like circles? Name 3.
Name 5 of their albums.
Yeah, I liked circles before they were around.
What?
So that's exciting. We also updated the hide reveal tool. Made that look a little bit nicer.
Yes, I'm very excited. It's very cool. Like the whole toolbar and everything got like this beautiful revamp. And basically made it so that whenever it comes to hiding and revealing, you could just everything is so much simpler. You could just straight click. You don't have to go to 1,000 tutorials. You don't have to go to any blogs or anything like that just to figure it out. You could just do it. But if you did have to look it up, you check our help center. It's all in there.
Yep. So that again, this is like this one is specifically a cosmetic change to like the functionality on how the menu works. More of this kind of thoughts towards UI UX. Earlier this week, we published a blog post from our UX lead, Brittany Vick, detailing kind of some of the thoughts that we've been having about this accessibility first design. Basically, the short version of that story is that we are trying to become more in line with standards for accessibility and trying to improve UX based on that stuff. We are by no means are perfect or completely there. It's going to be a journey, and we're going to keep working towards it, which is amazing. And we're really excited about this. And you know, some of these improvements are part of that, and there's other elements to that too. So definitely check out that blog post when you get a chance. Well,
sorry, I was very excited because I'm messing with the hide reveal tool where you can just go out and like click a dark area that you want to hide, but there's also like a reveal polygon, which is really great. It's really good for people like if you're using standard fog of war and you're not sure if you want to make the leap to dynamic lighting yet, you can still do a lot of sort of point of sight reveals and stuff like that. And that view is going to depend on your characters and what's going on with them as well, and their vision.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of that, we should talk a little bit about the Place Light tool, which is probably my favorite new dev that we've had in the past couple months.
It's a good tool.
Yeah. So now, if you want to place a light source here, which I also love this dialogue that you're about to see pop up here on the stream. This do you want to turn on dynamic lighting? So if I try to place a light without dynamic lighting on, believe it or the website understands what's happening, believe it or not, and gives you a prompt to ask you if you want to turn it on.
Yeah, because I just had standard fog of war on, so dynamic lighting was off.
But this place light tool now allows you to just place light sources with just a single click, press, however you interact with your screen there. And you can see those little torches that are popping up there. Those are working as fully ready to go light sources for dynamic lighting. So once you have those up, basically it's your job to draw the barriers on your map there. You get to do a little bit of coloring in the lines, and then bada bing, bada boom, you're ready to ready to dungeon crawl.
It's really good for if your characters have stuff that basically lets them see in the dark. If they have like the light spell, if they have dancing lights and things like that. Now it's automatically a bright light, but you can always go in and change that out, baby. You can turn it down to dim light. You can turn it down to low light. I'm just going to turn it down to dim light real quick. And I have. Woo.
It's pretty awesome. This is like, so confession time, but I was not on my like personal game. We have games that are fully decked out for Roll20 staff games and everything. But on my personal game, I was not using dynamic lighting because I was building all my maps on the fly. It's kind of like a very improvisational kind of game. And so we were basically just using the old style because it didn't make sense for me to be able to do all that prep ahead of time for the maps because I didn't know what we were using from day to day. That has changed with this. This means that my prep time is probably 5 minutes now at the most. I just drop the lights and it's awesome. And I do it while describing rooms to my players.
It's also really good for like, if you have everything in brightness mode and you need to do the dimmer in brightness mode, you bring it down and you can still have a little bit of ambience with like torches whenever it gets to like sunset or something like that. You can describe scenes where people are going into a dungeon and lights are like magically lighting up as they pass, things like that. Really great. And it really makes your players feel like they have some control over the environment as well. It works so well with API. I like using it with the doors and windows API. Just having it to where like you have a light come out, like it's nighttime or something. Imagine this. Let me paint you a word picture. Imagine this. Your party is sitting in the middle of a tavern and they're just chatting and talking, and everybody starts to decide that they want to go down for the night. They're starting to go to bed, and suddenly there's a bright, luminous light that just erupts from the center of the streets outside, and boom, it's coming in through the windows, and they're just like, oh, what's happening? They're blinded. You can put that in there now. It's great. And you don't have to go through all of the making some kind of weird token to like assign a whole bunch of light to and things like that. You can just click a button, baby, which is what I like because I'm lazy. Oh my gosh, I rhymed. Guys,
it's pretty great.
Should I sing? Should I do that for a living now?
If you want TK to sing,
I just leave.
I'm
just like, hey, tell him I quit. I'm gonna go start. I'm so good. I'm pretty great. Anyway, I love Place Light, and I love interrupting Luke, and those are great.
It is good to have hobbies and interests. Let's we should talk about adjustable daylight a little bit here. I think we kind of touched on this too. Yeah, adjustable daylight's great.
I also showed the colored lighting let me double click this, and we're gonna go in with red because we want to make it look sinister, baby. A bright red, baby. Oh no, it's scary.
Looking pretty good.
Yeah.
So just a couple of tweaks and tunes to make sure that dynamic lighting has some more options on the VTT is kind of the directive for these past couple months is what we've been working on in terms of dynamic lighting.
My immersion. Sorry.
No, it's
what's
great.
wrong with me?
You're setting the mood. It's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
So now we can talk a little bit about character sheets, I think. Emily.
We should.
Tell me about Dune.
Yeah, so Dune is one of the titles we released on the Roll20 Marketplace this year. Along with the release of Dune, we of course released this brand new beautiful Dune Adventures in the Imperium character sheet on the left. So Dune, of course, is brought to you by our friends at Modifius, and the stylization. This is such a really cool stylized RPG. I mean, anyone who's a Dune fan knows that there's so much fandom behind this title, and so we really worked to bring that style into the character sheet and to have all of the elements you need to start playing Dune ready to go from the moment that we launched the game, including both the player sheet and the NPC sheet. And we're kind of scrolling through it, giving a little quick look here, but this is really showing the hard work we've been putting into original character sheets this year to support some of our new titles on the VTT. So it's one that I know our team was especially proud of. So if you have not given the Dune RPG a shot yet, of course, anyone can access the Dune character sheet by just starting a new game and turning on that Dune character sheet. And then, of course, if you really want the full experience, you can pick up the core rulebook on the Roll20 Marketplace.
I would have thought it was so funny when you said, tell us about Dune, that
where do I begin?
Yeah, Emily just starts describing the plot.
I thought about it. Not ready to try to describe Dune on the internet and have
you just get straight
my description apart.
Yeah, you just get straight into Dune Messiah and how they like do Irulan kind of dirt. Anyway.
You know what?
Maybe
Duncan,
they don't do
Idaho
the dirty, actually. I know Duncan Idaho. I'm like, you know what? Just leave him. Just leave him. And then he dates Aaliyah, and you're like, ooh.
Sorry, folks. Seems like I've opened up a real can of worms here.
I'm upset.
Ow!
She was
Oh,
a fetus when he died the first time.
Oh my God.
Sorry. Don't come for me, YouTube. I'm too powerful for you, frankly. So
and if you look on the right side of the
anyway,
let's talk about Vampire the Masquerade.
Yes, let's talk about one of my favorite TTRPGs of all time, Vampire the Masquerade. We worked with our partners at Renegade to bring you the 5th edition of Vampire the Masquerade for the first time officially supported on Roll20, including, once again, a brand new character sheet that our team worked hard to bring in all of the both aesthetic and, of course, technical elements of Vampire the Masquerade at launch. And we are continuously improving upon and building upon the sheet based on player feedback. So, of course, you can follow the progress of that in our character sheet forums. It's actually a great place to learn about some of the stuff happening in the character sheet realm over here at Roll20.
I like how clean it is. It makes
so
me feel
sexy.
wealthy.
Yeah.
You know
wealthy
what I mean?
in blood and connections.
Dune also makes me feel wealthy. Like when I look at it, I'm like, ooh.
The like off-white parchment color on this vampire sheet is so rad.
Real sexy. And once again, this is completely available to anyone who wants to give it a shot. You can always access the official Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition character sheet by Roll20 anytime you start a new game. We have a plethora of 5th edition Vampire the Masquerade titles available on the marketplace, including a book that is also available for pre-order right now, which I will talk about a little bit later.
Stay tuned.
Later, stay tuned. If you want to hear about the rest of the stuff that's going to be available for pre-order, donate in Piltify and we'll tell you. Otherwise, we'll delete it.
Again with the ransom.
We'll delete it. Donate or we'll delete your game.
The other update, there's an update to character sheets that I wanted to talk about here while we had space. There's integrated macro quick bars.
Yes.
Very, very cool. I think that, like, again, something that could open up a lot of possibilities for actual, we're pulling this up right here, but something that open up a lot of possibilities to how you play and making things easier. One of the things that I was really impressed with in Wild Beyond the Witchlights conversion too was the macro quick bars on enemy tokens to make that stuff a lot easier and make playing easier. That is going to be huge. I think that that's going to be really awesome and impressive, and make playing as a GM a little bit easier and a little bit less laborious. So excited to see how this stuff changes in the future too. Cool. Let's talk a little bit about some of the site updates. Obviously, the updated tutorial is sort of the headline. This we have a new guided first time user experience, I guess is what I would call it, because that's what we called it officially. But this is a new way to learn Roll20 for the first time if you've never used the site before. We got maps from the wonderful Nate Trem of Highland Paranormal Society. Gabe, our internal designer, Gabe James Games, helped worked on some of this tutorial as well to make it a easier onboarding experience. You can now access it right from the Roll20 homepage. Just go to tutorial I think it's under the My Games tab.
Yeah, the tutorial works. And you can send it to your friends.
It's such a fun tutorial. I love how it walks you through all the different elements of the VTT in a way that gets you engaged with those tools and really excited about them. We've also, if you are seeing these character sheets that we just showed off and you're like, I'm not actually that familiar with using character sheets on Roll20, there is a portion of the tutorial with a character sheet designed by the amazing Nick Bradley, who heads up our character sheet development team here. And so basically we have like a little fake character sheet for you to kind of get used to building that out and see what that experience is like. So it really kind of opens the doors for all those Roll20 elements to get you more comfortable with the platform and to show off everything we can do.
MGS Revolver in the chat puts it the best, I think. The tutorial works.
Yay!
Hooray! Nick B does rock. I agree. I'm very excited to see how this thing develops in the future too. Not going to stay static. We're going to continue to work on this and integrate feedback that we get. But we wanted to get something up so that we had some kind of introduction to the VTT for first time and new users.
Yeah, it can be very frustrating to go through a tutorial that you feel like doesn't really speak to you or doesn't really answer the pain points that you're finding. Luke, you wrote a lot of copy for this tutorial, didn't you?
I did, yeah, I did. I got to stretch some of that technical writing legs that I have there, and
so
wrote.
Cute.
Yeah, I did a couple passes on this, which was a lot of fun. Love being able to work on stuff like this too. And yeah, I love this map. Love how this turned out. Love this experience. Very, very, very proud of this thing. Cool. The other thing I wanted to mention, and this is just going to be a really brief touch on this, is that we've been working on some behind the scenes updates to compendium services. And thinking a lot about official compendiums on Roll20 and what the compendium can look like and kind of be for maybe some games that don't already have a compendium on the site. And working on integration for that. And that is something we'll talk about a little bit later, Emily. I think you've got some stuff to talk about in those respects, but if you're wondering about compendium support moving forward in the future, maybe for some other systems and games, stay tuned because we will be getting into that shortly.
Honestly, my favorite new thing for like compendium related stuff is that now when you have creatures that have the same name or entries with the same name, they don't aggregate, they don't like just put it all together. They're now in separate ones, especially if they come from separate books, which is great for me because sometimes you're like, I want a blood imp, and then you're like, oh, Kobold Press thought of a blood imp, but I don't like what they gave to it, and I also want to feel like I thought of it first. Now you can have them both. I don't know if Kobold Press made a blood imp, but honestly, they work with imps and blood enough that I feel like it's probably in there. Did you? Okay, so did
shout
you
out
ever
to our
see
sponsors, Kobold Press?
Yeah, we love you. Sorry,
they created my favorite monster, and it is just like a huge centipede made of human arms. It's like a torso centipede. It's just like torsos connected to each other with like a bunch of arms, like hundreds of arms. One of my favorite monsters ever. Anyway,
it's a good one.
What were we doing?
We were talking about Roll20. That's what I've got for site updates. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on? I think that's it.
For site? Yeah, I think so. Let's end the broadcast. This is fine.
Let's no. We have some more things that are coming to talk about. There's some, man, we kind of have a lot here. Okay, let's get in there. Number one, jQuery for character sheets. So the ability for JavaScript to call scripts on character sheets, basically. This is something we're working on. It's some very behind the scenes stuff. Sheet authors are probably getting pretty excited about this. And yeah, this is one of those things that should be coming by the end of the year, basically. Yeah, this is going to open up some doors, I think.
I like when you said basically, and I was like,
yeah. jQuery.
We're gonna do lightning round because this stuff is coming before the end of the year and it's November. So we're gonna hit on these very quickly just to hit on what you can expect to see coming from Roll20. Locking tokens, the ability to lock the position on a token on the VTT. You will be able to right click and click keep this guy in place, and he will lock a token into its spot.
Never accidentally move too many things around. Yeah. And anybody who was watching this broadcast saw me do it on one of the other pages.
Oh, jQuery was released
I just
already.
Like accidentally selected 1,000 things. No, you don't have to select 1,000 things. You could just select a couple things.
I want to issue a quick correction before we keep going. jQuery's out now.
It's out now. Go get it, but not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least wait until Roll20 Con streams are over.
Until the stream is over at the very least.
Yes, please.
More updates to image placement. We're going to keep on working on that stuff. Like I said, we were kind of squashing some of those bugs. We're going to keep on doing some things to make it a little bit easier to use on the VTT as well. Page organization. This is kind of a big one.
Yeah.
We have an implementation of a system that we are calling categories.
Categories?
We are not calling it categories. We are in fact calling it categories. But I make this
How am I supposed to be great if you keep shooting down my ideas?
I make this distinction because it's basically folders plus tags.
Yeah, it's tags plus folders. So you're going to be able to like have multiple stuff and multiple things. It's nice.
Yep. So
And
folks
organize those pages.
So folks who have been asking for page folders, we hear you, and we are working on categories as a solution to that. And you'll be able to group your pages together by tagging them as well. We'll have more on that system. Like I said, that's scheduled to come out before the end of the year here. We'll have more and some stuff to show off on that stuff. But yeah, this is another one that I think is going to be very exciting for some folks.
Yeah, it's going to be great because you'll be able to keep them in multiple sections without having to constantly upload them.
Yes, it's going to be awesome. And like, just especially with the new, that's why that new page placement stuff is happening as well. We're thinking more, we're trying to think more critically about how that menu works, right? And so it just made sense to do a lot of this work. The other thing that it really made sense for us to start working on is performance improvements to load times on the virtual tabletop. Like I said, mobile app, Roll20 Mobile is available now on the Google Play and the App Store. And what that sends dice rolls to chat. So in order to sort of make that process a little bit less laborious, we're working on just reducing the load on the virtual tabletop. We'll have more information on this publicly on kind of like how we're doing that and how we're working towards it. But basically, the dice rolling speeds are going to improve across the board based on this work that we're doing here. That's cool. It's going to be easier to roll dice on this website. Can you believe that?
I'm very excited. Anything that's like VTT load times, I'm like, yes. Because that's going to be great for streaming, baby.
Yep. I think it's going to make the mobile app, like I said, it's going to make the mobile app a lot easier too.
Yeah.
Very excited.
And especially if you're a person who, like me, likes to use a lot of animated overlays and stuff, that's going to be heckin' great. Like I would love to have 40 things with dynamic lighting capability on them. My computer hates it, but hey.
But it's there.
Which one of us pays taxes, computer? Me.
There you go. And the last thing I wanted to bring up for before the end of the year here is character sheet documentation for mobile. We've been working on this for a while and trying to make sure that we can get that released. We're trying to commit here to before the end of the year, we have that stuff out there publicly for the team. Cool. We should talk a little bit about Q1 2022 as well and some of the things that we're planning on doing there. And then once we get that, we'll start talking about licensing announcements and some of the future products that are coming to the site.
We hear you, Marco Cheney. We are now getting into the future.
Now happens exactly what you want to know.
Yep. So the first thing is if you check out that blog post that I referenced earlier about designing for accessibility, you can kind of see some stuff. But man, I'm not allowed to use this two-word phrase that everyone wants me to use to describe this thing. But it is basically what's happening here. We have a new color palette coming to the site that is significantly darker than the one that is currently on the website.
We could say we're dimming the lights.
We are dimming the lights on Roll20. And
things are there's something about having a site that's entirely like white background that's just like, what if we could do something a little different?
Yeah, we're gonna do with that,
and we can't.
We will.
Yeah, we're working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes. We can't like 100% say like it's coming because we don't have a date yet, but we are in the process of turning the lights down.
Yep. We're aiming for Q1 2022 for this change. Something that people have been asking for a long time and have wanted for a long time. And very excited to kind of get this out there in front of folks. In that blog post that I mentioned earlier, that Designing for Accessibility blog post, you can, in fact, we snuck in a preview of what that's going to look like. You can take a look at the UI and the UX. Pulls a lot from Roll20 Mobile to kind of get in line with that. So if you have the app, definitely take a look at that. It kind of looks like what that app is going to what it's going to look like when we turn down the lights on everything here.
My eyes are going to be so
turn the lights down low. Okay, we can't say any more than that though.
Yeah, we're gonna get a DMC. Yeah. Super exciting. Salty Ginger says migraine friendly lighting. Yes, indeed.
Edgelord lighting.
Yes, indeed. These are all great descriptions of what's about to happen.
Mark Dode. I think even that is like a no for me to say, but please don't fire
that one
me.
the best.
Roll20.
Mark Dode sounds like someone you could find on LinkedIn.
It does. It's like a recruiter on LinkedIn that's
Yeah.
just like waiting like this for you to turn your like searching status on. It's just like, I'm gonna get you.
Mark Dode is coming for you.
An offer you can't refuse. You want benefits? No. We are all very happy at Roll20. So
this
please,
thing is,
if you're
we're very
watching
excited
exec
about this
team,
change.
if you're watching exec team, we're all happy.
We're also working on some more developments for mobile. Like TK mentioned earlier, updates to sheets and compendiums for Roll20 mobile, and yeah, that's gonna more sheets is kind of the headline there, but I snuck it in there as well. We're working on compendium support for Roll20 mobile. That's something that we're also aiming for Q1 of 2022 to get out there. But being able to access compendiums, what that workflow looks like, we're not totally sure. We're not really ready to show off yet. But that is going to be something that we're emphasizing and optimizing for mobile to make looking up at the table, looking up information, I should say, make that a lot easier as a process. Cool. We're also working on some changes to the character.
Okay, you do this one and I'll do the next one. I want to do the next one. I wanted to call dibs first.
Oh yeah, you got it.
I want to do the next one. Okay, go do this one. I'm ready.
So we are working on some major updates to the character vault. Specifically, is this the thing you want, or do you want the next thing?
I want the next thing.
Okay,
you're fine with this one.
Okay. We're pulling the character creator out of the VTT, folks.
This is the one I wanted.
I said it, this thing or the next thing. I literally just said that. Go ahead.
Actually
please.
paying attention, Luke.
Please go ahead.
Hi there, America. What's the best thing about playing games on the internet? Is it playing with your friends? Is it designing the backgrounds and the maps and choosing the best music and mood lighting? Or is it creating 30 characters without any commitment to what game they'll be in? I know it's that one. And absolutely donate to Tiltify if it's not. I won't believe you. We're pulling the character vault out of the VTT so you can make so many characters. That's it. That's all I had. So you'll be able to edit them and everything. So it's going to work for all existing character sheets.
This is a full pull out. Yeah, Gold Public says character vault's already not in the VTT. It's in the webpage. Yeah. So to clarify, basically what's happening is that we are taking the character vault and allowing you to edit character sheets directly in there to sort of decouple character creation from games, if that makes sense. Right now, the way it kind of works is that you put a character sheet down, and that becomes the basis for the game. That's the system that you're using, all of that. And none of that architecture is going to change, but what this is going to let you do is make characters directly in the character vault, build them there, and kind of think about them as decoupled from specific sessions and sort of import and export directly from there.
You're going to be able to take them to other games. You're going to be able to build them outside. You're going to be able to use the compendium when you're building them outside of games.
Yes.
It's going to be very cool.
And you are correct, Gold Public, confirming that you can make them in the character vault, or you can make them within the game. You'll still be able to edit within your games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I apologize for the very confusing delivery on my part.
It's okay. We were very excited.
Let's just say it will be a comparable experience, and then leave the rest of it blank.
Yeah. So that's the work on that. The other thing that we wanted to talk about here is internationalization, which is something that we're thinking about for the future. We have a couple of very exciting announcements to talk about that in terms of products in a little bit here. Before we jump into that, just wanted to mention that we are talking about, we're starting the conversations for localizing better language support, and also figuring out some questions around the concept of local currency as well. So we're looking at these things. That stuff is hopefully in the cards. We're having those conversations, and we'll have some more to talk about in terms of support. Chad is already there.
I know. You gotta wait.
But we will get there. We will get there. I promise. One more thing. And that's sort of the future work. In addition to that, we have some updates to the forums that we're working on. You know, we just hired Danny as a community manager.
Yeah,
already
we
crushing
are hardcore focusing on community for the holidays and 2022. We're so excited. The community is getting so much bigger, and we're really reaching out and like implementing a lot of your ideas, implementing a lot of your work, and embracing it and making it like seriously part of Roll20. And part of that is updating the forums and making it much more clear that we hear you, we want to communicate with you, and work on Roll20 together.
So that's all in the cards. Let's talk about systems. Let's talk about games on Roll20. Emily, are you ready to party?
Oh, I am ready. I have come prepared to party.
We're so excited.
I have about 20 announcements for you all, and I think I have about like 30 minutes to get through them. So I'm going to do my best because I have a lot to say.
Let's do it.
Let's start off with announcements for the most popular TTRPG on Roll20 right now, which is D&D 5th edition. These are a little bit less of a surprise because both of these titles are actually available for pre-order now. But of course, I want to talk about things that we have over the next 30 minutes or so. I'm going to talk about things that have just recently come out, things that are coming out soon, and things that we expect to come out in the couple of months ahead. So first of all, from Wizards of the Coast, we have Strixhaven Curriculum of Chaos is coming out very soon. It is available for pre-order right now, and it releases on December 7th. This is, of course, a magical school themed book with player character options, spells, magical items. It's got a multi-year campaign that takes your characters through an academic adventure over several years. We've actually built the Roll20 version to support a feature where you can pull in certain stages of that journey for your players if you prefer to do things that way, piece by piece, or you can do the whole book's experience all in one module. If you didn't catch the amazing stream that we featured on Friday night, we did a very, very entertaining sneak preview presentation of Strixhaven Curriculum of Chaos Friday evening as part of Roll20 Con. I believe the video will be live next week, if I am understanding that correctly. So if you missed the stream, you definitely missed an amazing show. Not only do you get to see Strixhaven previewed in the stream, you also get to see our mobile app previewed in the stream. And it was a really good time with some incredible performances. And it also starred our new community manager, Danny, who we just mentioned. So definitely check the stream, the VOD when it goes up next week. This title is available right now for a special pre-order price. For those of you who've been paying attention the past couple months, we have done Wizards of the Coast related pre-orders for a $29.99 special pre-order price that will not last forever. That will be gone by the end of December, so you will need to grab the book during the month of December if you want it for that price. After that, it goes back up to the standard price of $49.95. So definitely get on that. Get your pre-order copy. Get your order of Strixhaven in today.
Yeah, give yourself a holiday gift. It's for you. It's self-care, honestly.
It really is. I mean, if you get to be like the owl person, then that's all the self-care you need, just to ruffle
it really is.
Say hoot to yourself.
Oh my gosh, so cute.
They are really cute.
I'm just thinking about it.
I know. It's
adorable.
Cozy. I also want to call out the other D&D 5th edition pre-order that we have right now, which is for Critical Role Call of the Netherdeep. This is available for pre-order. It will release on March 15th, 2022. This is the first major adventure module within Critical Role's World of Exandria, and it takes your players from levels 3 to 12. It's got all new, it's got tons of Critical Role themed lore. It's got all new art. And again, it is available for a special pre-order price of $29.99 as we speak. So you can go over and grab your copy today. Moving on, let's talk a little bit about the titles we have coming out from the very talented devs and writers over at Paizo. So this is, I feel like if I'm giving a TED talk and I'm like, next slide, this is next slide.
You should have got like your cat, your laser pointer for your cat.
Exactly.
It's just like click.
So from Paizo, we've got a number of titles coming out. I hope, I know some of you have noticed that we have really ramped up our Pathfinder and Starfinder title releases this year. We are trying to keep keep those coming as best as we can. So coming up before the end of the year, we have a few titles, including the Lost Omens Absalom City of Lost Omens book, which is Pathfinder's largest city source book to date. We have Lost Omens Monsters of Myth, which is a bestiary of 20 of the most infamous and terrifying monsters from Lost Omens lore. We have Starfinder Galactic Magic, which is a book of magic-infused options for every Starfinder class, and it also introduces the new Precog class. All three of those titles are slated from Paizo to release on December 15th. So we are working really hard on them to get them out for you by December 15th. If any of them are not ready, we will, of course, let you know, but that is the plan for now. And then I wanted to touch on something I get asked about a lot, which is the Pathfinder Kingmaker release. This is the long-awaited anniversary release of Pathfinder's beloved adventure path. They're actually releasing it for both Pathfinder 2nd edition and crafted for 5th edition rules. So you have two different ways to play it. It is very long anticipated. It's been kind of in the works for a long time now, and we do get asked, is this coming to Roll20? So I am officially, as of Roll20 Con 2021, stating for the record that Kingmaker is coming to Roll20 Marketplace, so you can be on the lookout for that title. And now you have your answer. Next up, I want to talk about one of our sponsors for Roll20 Con, Chaosium.
Yep.
Chaosium, the folks at Chaosium are all awesome. I had to pause that because I was about to call them Awesome. They are helping us put together many releases for Roll20 both throughout this year and in the months ahead. So here's a look at some of the Call of Cthulhu titles you can expect to come to the Roll20 Marketplace in the months ahead. First of all, the Keeper Screen Pack is actually scheduled to come out this month, so you are like at most 2 weeks away from this coming out. It's got 2 new scenarios in it. In December, you can expect Doors to Darkness, which includes 5 beginner scenarios. So it's a good way to get into Call of Cthulhu if you've never run a Call of Cthulhu game before. It is an incredibly easy system to run. If you didn't catch, we did have an awesome Call of Cthulhu stream as part of Roll20 Con as well. So once again, catch the VODs when they go up next week, because the cast did an amazing job and it was incredibly entertaining. And this is really a game that, if you've never played it before, is so easy to pick up and so easy to just like get your players immersed and involved in from the moment you start playing. So Doors to Darkness will be a really good kind of gateway for you into the world of Call of Cthulhu if you've never played it before. Also, a really unique experience can be found in Does Love Forgive, which is scheduled to come out in January of 2022. So this is actually a book with 2 scenarios that are meant for 1 keeper and 1 player.
Yes,
so,
love a duet, baby.
Yes, exactly. It's like one-on-one
Real
TTRPGing, which is a really cool experience and a great way if you can't get a whole group of players together, but you've just got like one other friend or significant other or mentor, or I don't know, whatever other kind of relationship you can have with a person, to sit down and play Call of Cthulhu with you one-on-one. It's a really cool way to experience that. So awesome stuff coming from our friends at Chaosium. A lot of great Call of Cthulhu titles lined up for the months ahead. And these are, once again, from Chaosium, which is one of our sponsors for Roll20 Con 2021. So we're very grateful to them for helping us raise funds for Code 2040. Next, I'm going to talk about another one of our sponsors here. Renegade Game Studios has very generously sponsored Roll20 Con 2021 as well. And you may have caught some Renegade titles in our Roll20 Con lineup on the streams. Of course, I mentioned Vampire the Masquerade before. We were incredibly proud to bring Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition to Roll20 this year. I am totally biased. Like I mentioned before, it is one of my favorite TTRPGs of all time. So I'm especially hype about it. But this is a game system that we are continuously supporting through releases in tandem with Renegade. So very recently, we released the Sabbat book, and now we are gearing up for the Second Inquisition book, which is available for pre-order as we speak. So you can head over to the Roll20 Marketplace and grab your copy now. If you have ever played Vampire the Masquerade, you know the Second Inquisition is terrifying. So it's definitely worth bringing into your games to add that extra intense element. And in case you missed it, we did feature a Vampire the Masquerade actual play on Friday of Roll20 Con. So once again, I'm going to point you to that VOD when it goes live, because if you have never played Vampire the Masquerade, I think the best way to really understand what kind of a game it is to watch a good actual play and see people really immerse themselves and get into it.
Yep.
That was with Dimples and Dice, Alicia Marie, Critical Bard, just like a phenomenal cast. Latia Jacquise from Rivals of Waterdeep, just like an incredible cast.
Yeah, it was really amazing work. Also, we have for pre-orders at the moment the Power Rangers role-playing game. Just before this stream, we had Carlos and Dustin show off the Power Rangers RPG, both as an RPG and also on Roll20. So we've been working with Renegade to get that title ready for release when that game launches. So that will be coming in early 2022. I don't have a definitive date yet, but early 2022 is when you can expect it to launch. And again, if you're curious to know more about this and you missed the stream earlier today, catch the VOD next week, because it was a brilliant walkthrough both of the game itself and also how we have really built the entire system into Roll20 so that you can start playing the second you pick it up. One of my favorite parts about it is the character sheet. You heard me nerding out before about the intense work we've been putting into our character sheets lately, and the Power Rangers character sheet is just like a work of beauty, like just nostalgic color aesthetic beauty. It's so good. So I'm very excited about it.
Very 90s. I'm very excited.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Now that's a little bit of what is either available for pre-order now or what's coming up from some of these partners I just mentioned. Let's get into some of the things that are coming up very soon. Moving into our friends over at Bully Pulpit. If you have never played the game Fiasco before, you are missing out on a good time. It's basically a storytelling game that's based on card decks, and it is a disaster in the best way possible every time you play. I mean, it's right there.
That's also going to be a game that benefits from like the tooltips and stuff for the cards. So it's going to be great, because a lot of the text and stuff is stuck on the cards, which is fine. But now everyone can be terrible.
Yes.
The game's just like, please be terrible, which I love. I love it.
Yeah, it's really a great game. We love our friends over at Bully Pulpit, and they have announced that there are new play sets coming to Fiasco, so you can expand your Fiasco possibilities. They're releasing a whole slew of them in December, and we are working with them to actually organize an exclusive early access release on Roll20. So Roll20 players will get to see these new play sets before anybody else. Stay tuned for more information, but that's something we're really excited to bring folks, so you can get a taste and get to try out those play sets before they even, quote unquote, go to the shelves. All right. Next, I want to talk about our friends at Green Ronin. If this is sounds new to you, it's because they just recently joined the Roll20 Marketplace. They've begun publishing their Astonishing Adventures series, which is a monthly adventure series for the Mutants and Mastermind system. And they've actually got many of them out on the marketplace already, but there are more that are coming throughout the next few weeks as well. So do keep an eye out for those. And I wanted to give you all a glimpse at what Green Ronin is bringing to the Roll20 Marketplace in the months ahead. With the adventure series kind of well underway, they're now turning their attention to Return to Freeport and the Expanse RPG. So these are lined up to get support next, and you should see them on the Roll20 Marketplace in early 2022. Next, okay, I'm really firing through them. All right, so next I want to talk about one of the projects that I was so excited to follow during its Kickstarter. It's called Coyote and Crow. Some of you may remember us helping them out with a stream back during their Kickstarter many months ago. Yes, and thank you for that. So Coyote and Crow is a sci-fi and fantasy tabletop RPG, which is set in a First Nations alternate future where colonization never happened. And the game is created and led by an all-native team. We We supported them during their Kickstarter in March, and they became one of the most successful role-playing games ever funded on Kickstarter. They raised over $1 million for their title. And so, of course, we were really thrilled to support them for the insanely inventive idea of this game and for everything that came together to make this game happen. We supported them with the Roll20 tier during their Kickstarter. So those of you who backed the Coyote and Crow Kickstarter at the Roll20 level will, of course, be getting the Coyote and Crow rewards on Roll20, which means, of course, Coyote and Crow is coming to the Roll20 Marketplace as well. This will be happening again in early 2022. Next, I want to talk about some exciting titles from another one of our sponsors, the amazing folks over at Evil Hat Productions. Evil Hat, you may have remembered if you came to Roll20 Con last year that Thirsty Sword Lesbians played a huge role in Roll20 Con 2020. That's the awesome TTRPG from April Kit Walsh that Evil Hat published, and now they are in the midst of a Kickstarter for the supplement or expansion for Thirsty Sword Lesbians, which is called Advanced Lovers and Lesbians. This is a new character playbook. This is a new expansion that features character playbooks, 4 adventures, over 20 settings, and it's got a full toolbox of inspirational mechanics. If you've never played an Evil Hat game on Roll20, one of the things I love about them, besides the fact that they're just amazing people, is that they really integrate their games very creatively into Roll20. So they use the full tool set of Roll20 in ways that just enhance the play experience completely. So as of right now, you can back the Roll20 tier on their Kickstarter if you want to basically pre-order it. But of course, it will come to the Roll20 Marketplace as well. They're expected to release the Roll20 version of the Advanced Lovers and Lesbians content by the end of December 2021. So very, very soon. And the Kickstarter is live now. There are only 9 days left to go. So if you're interested, if you're excited, you got to head over there and get your pledge in. You've only got 9 days left to do it. Speaking of our friends at Evil Hat, they've also been really steadily releasing content to the Roll20 Marketplace in a really inspiring way. They've got usually about a release per week, or at least a release per month, coming to the Roll20 Marketplace throughout the entire year of 2021. And one of the systems they're going to be focusing on next for their upcoming releases is the Fate of Cthulhu. So you can expect some Fate of Cthulhu themed launches to come in the weeks ahead as well. Now, speaking of Kickstarters, our friends over at Alligator Alley Entertainment also have a Kickstarter that's live right now. We brought the game Esper Genesis to the Roll20 Marketplace with Alligator Alley Entertainment at the end of 2020. We released the core rulebook and the, I believe just the core rulebook, or it was also possibly the threats book as well. We released our Esper Genesis line at the end of 2020. And we have been working hard to get the promised Character Mancer support for Esper Genesis. That's currently in progress as well. Run into a few technical hurdles there, but it is still in progress. And we are excited to work with the folks over at Alligator Alley Entertainment to bring their upcoming releases to Roll20, including Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks. So this is an adventure series that they're building, and it's designed to be played using either 5th edition rules or Esper Genesis rule sets. Like I said, the Kickstarter is now live. There are 24 days left to go, so you have a little bit of time, but not too much time. So you should head over there and back this project if you're excited about it. The Roll20 edition is expected to come to the marketplace in May of 2022.
Time out. Luke, you might as well pick him up.
He's crawling behind the monitor now.
Okay.
There's a cat who keeps walking across my camera if you're wondering what's going on, folks. Sorry about that.
I appreciate the pause to get water. Like all my debate team training from high school is really coming.
Let's
the pause.
let's take a second and
He's gone now. He's off to greener. He's going to watch the cars from the window, unfortunately. But if he comes back, I will make sure to show him.
Which was that? Was that Cliff or Norm?
That was Cliff.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah, he's going there. This all looks great. I'm so excited about. I am very excited about having more alligator stuff on here. They are wonderful.
They are amazing.
This for Genesis is very, very cool too. And because it's based on 5e, if you're interested in science fiction, you've only played 5e, it's a really good way to get started with that stuff.
Okay, Emily, back to work. Do you want some of us to read this stuff? Or
we can get in here if you want.
Yeah,
you're doing a very good job.
I'm good. I'm hyped. I have so much I want to say, so I want to make sure that I
just
everything.
saw that you had 2 more pages.
Oh yeah.
Okay. There are like 2 more pages of this. This production stream was originally like a 2-page note production. We're at like 7 or 9 pages, and I'm just like,
yeah, I got in there this morning and just blew it up.
I hope you're all very excited to know that. So we have so much stuff coming. You ready, Emily?
Yeah, I'm ready. If you're sick of hearing my voice chat, just donate to Tiltify and
donate to Tiltify and no, I'm not gonna make that joke.
All right, so moving right along, our friends at Hunters Entertainment, this is still in the Kickstarter zone of announcements. Hunters Entertainment has a Kickstarter live now for An Exquisite Crime, a surreal storytelling experience. This is a game where players play as paranormal detectives in a surreal world, and they take turns describing their visions to each other, and the other players then render the visions into a drawing. It's basically a new twist on the classic Exquisite Corpse drawing exercise, if you're familiar with that. Yeah, it's really cool concept. It's great for folks who love games in the style of Alice is Missing, which is another amazing title that we have from Hunters.
It just sounds like dark Pictionary, and I'm okay with it.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
How do you know if you're right?
I don't know. I think we have to play the game to find out.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just like fascinated. Okay, I'm gonna turn my mic off again.
This is a Kickstarter that is live now, but not for very long. As of when I wrote the notes this morning, they had 44 hours to go, and I'm realizing now that as I say that out loud, it's probably way less than that now. So we're talking like under 40 hours to go. So go back it now. It's so exciting. It's such a cool game. The stylization is really amazing too. Hunters Entertainment always makes awesome games, and they are expected to bring this to Roll20 in June 2022. All right, so we've completed the Kickstarter portion of the presentation, and we are now moving into some of the things our team has been hard at work on to bring to our players on Roll20. Some announcements I have been sitting on for like some of these literally over a year. Some of them I thought I was going to get to tell you at Roll20 Con last year, and I didn't, and I've just been waiting and waiting and waiting, and now
you just chose not to.
Yeah, just because I wanted to tease you and make you wait longer. Now I'm unstoppable. I can tell you everything. So here's some of the cool stuff that is coming to Roll20 in the months ahead. First of all, from our friends at R. Talzorian, we are so excited to announce that Cyberpunk Red is finally coming to Roll20 on the marketplace. This is the classic role-playing game of the dark future. It's the latest system, the latest version of this system. It's got an amazing community. It is a game with a lot of history. The core rulebook first hit shelves in November of 2020, and we've been working really hard with the team at R. Talzorian and with our internal development team to bring Mike Pondsmith's amazing game to Roll20. So we're very excited to announce that we expect this to release on the Roll20 Marketplace in December 2021. That means you do not have very long to wait. And if you're like me, you've been waiting for a really long time. So it's really exciting. Up next, from the amazing folks at Andrews McMeel Publishing, we actually have 2 titles to show off to you today. Some of you may have gotten a taste of the Grim and Perilous Games Zweihander, thanks to the basically free introductory compendium that's available on the Roll20 Marketplace. This year, we released the updated, fully implemented core rulebook on the VTT. And right now we are hard at work revamping the character sheet so we can support these 2 new titles for you. First of all, Main Gauche for Zweihander. It's a supplement for the original game.
Yep.
It's got the it basically takes the already grimdark world of Zweihander and it plunges it into the realm of demons and shadows and just makes it that much grimmer and that much
Berserk.
darker.
You want to play Berserk?
You can now play Berserk.
You can play Berserk.
And so this is expected to come to Roll20 on the marketplace in January of 2021, along with the book Flames of Freedom. This is another one of the titles that I have been most excited to follow since it was first announced. It is an American. I wonder why. It's an American Gothic horror RPG. It's of course powered by the Zweihander engine as well, and we actually had quite a few members of the Roll20 team that were involved in the development of this game. I don't want to put you on the spot, TK, but is there anything that you would like to say about Flames of Freedom?
I was the person who wrote the flash fiction for the animal threats, like the black bear and things like that. James and Tricasso wrote the rest of them for like the more supernatural threats. It was great. So all of the bestiary entries not only have like their stats and everything, but they also have a small bit of flash fiction that acts as an adventure hook. So you can use essentially every creature in the bestiary has an adventure hook written into them so that you can basically run an encounter with any of them and already have like some NPC names and things like that. Something else that I absolutely loved is that we had a huge team of Black consultants as well as Native consultants that helped with building the world, so you weren't just playing either a colonial American or like a British person, whatever their names were.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you could actually expand your world into all sorts of different types of heroes. So we had some really cool stuff in it. I'm very excited that it's coming to Roll20. I was involved in it. I believe Gabe Hicks was also involved in it. Very exciting.
Yeah, it's really awesome to finally get this game onto the Roll20 Marketplace shelves, so to speak. So this one is going to be coming also in January 2021 is the expected release date. And yeah, thanks TK for your awesome work that went into making this title happen.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. That's so cool.
Yeah, I was actually really excited because I was told that that's how they're going to be doing bestiaries in the future for like future stuff, is that they're going to have adventure hooks written in with flash fiction. So
that's cool.
Look at you changing the game.
You know, don't call it a comeback. Anyway.
Yeah. And then Gabe, as you mentioned, Gabe Hicks is also was one of the developers on this game. And you're going to see a little bit of Gabe in the stream that immediately follows this one. So
yeah, for another game that Gabe wrote.
Can I intro this next one, Emily?
Please.
Oh my gosh, you're so excited.
Roll20. Roll20 never changes. Okay, go to the next slide.
Oh my God.
I can't see if it's on it. Fallout is coming to Roll20. That's all I had. I just wanted to do that.
You're so excited. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna actually play this. There are a lot of games that we get, and I'm like, "Ooh, that's exciting! I'll play that," and I never do.
Yeah, this is.
I'll play this one.
This is
D20.
super exciting. Yeah, this is the one of the latest releases from our partners at Modiphius Entertainment. Of course, we talked about Dune earlier in the stream. Fallout is currently in progress as well. So this is a really dense 400-page rulebook that is set in the post-nuclear war wasteland future of Fallout. If you're not familiar with the lore,
it's kind of a retro-apocalyptic, isn't it?
Mm-hmm,
because of the like aesthetic and everything, like a diesel punk.
Yeah, exactly. It's really cool aesthetic, really unique. And all of that gets represented in the RPG. And of course, this uses Modiphius's 2D20 system. So if you're familiar with that system from playing their other games, then it will be really easy for you to pick up. But
oh my gosh, are the character sheets going to look like Pit Boys? I'm sorry. Please go ahead. Go ahead. No, you're fine.
Bring that one up with Nick. But yeah, so this one is expected to release in Q1 of 2022. It is currently in progress. Lots of work going into this one to bring you that support so that if you're not familiar with the 2D20 system, you can still pick it up from day one because Roll20 integrates it to make it really easy for you.
Oh, can I do the next one?
Yeah, go for it.
Darker Hue Studios presents Haunted West, baby.
Woo!
Yes. Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. I love Weird West. I love like southwestern horror. I love southern horror. I'm so excited. I just watched The Harder They Fall on Netflix. Shout out to Netflix. I know you need the exposure. But I just watched that and I love post-Western media. I love post-Western media.
Yes.
Anytime where like you could be a bad boy who's really got a heart of gold and is also shooting people. And also there's like zombies or vampires or something like that. Actually, that actually reminds me of this really good cosmic horror that involves.
We don't have time.
All right. I'm so sorry. There's a vampire. That's all that matters. There's a vampire. It's fun. It's going to be great. Aurora Boreas system. Very exciting. It's all set like alternate history after American Civil War. I'm very excited. D100 system.
Yes, all of the above. Everything that TK has just
Q1
described.
2022.
It's coming. Q1 2022.
Be a hottie.
This is really exciting. A very unique style of TTRPG. We're super excited to get onto Roll20 thanks to the amazing folks at Darker Hue Studios. So shout out to Chris Spivey for this absolutely phenomenal game, and we're really excited for this one as well. So thank you for that beautiful description, TK.
Yeah.
Also, we're getting there. I see chat is so hype. I'm at number 14 out of 20 and I have 6 minutes and I'm just going to power through it.
Let's do it.
Well, we're at 15 now.
Okay. All right. Roll a Crit is bringing to you all the amazing game Heroes of Arcadia. If you have not yet heard of the amazingness that is Heroes of Arcadia, it is a 2 to 6 player tile-based dungeon crawling tabletop party game. That is a lot of words. So just to recap, it is a tile-based dungeon crawling tabletop party game, and it has a little bit of a liquid twist. So there is a physical version of this game where you actually use drinking glasses to track your health. We have ported the entire game with Roll a Crit into Roll20, so if you aren't able to sit down at a table and play it with your friends in person, you can play it online with them as well. This is a game that raised over $1.25 million on Kickstarter. So incredibly popular Kickstarter, and they expect to bring this to the Roll20 Marketplace in Q1 of 2022. So we're very much looking forward to having another party game on Roll20. If you haven't tried out a party game on Roll20, we have quite a few of them available, and we're always trying to bring more to the marketplace. This is a great way to really just like, there's so many different times to use the party games, like filling in that space when your players haven't shown up for a game, or when you kind of like no one's really feeling up for RP, so you want to take a little night off and just have some like fun without having to focus too much on rolling dice. Like there's just a lot of different areas where you can get your friends together, and if the sitting down for the full session is too overwhelming, a party game like Heroes of Arcadia is a great way to still gather with your friends on Roll20. All right. Next, this is okay. So we're transitioning into the portion of the presentation where I tell you about things that have come out as a part of Roll20 Con and a little bit of a glimpse into the future ahead as a result of these releases. So first of all, I want to touch on the very recent release from our friends at MCDM Productions. It's called The Ill Rigger. This is a new class that's designed for 5th edition D&D from the team that has literally blessed us with Arcadia. If you're not familiar with Arcadia, definitely go give it a look. And this team of folks is absolutely amazing. And of course, like, if you are looking to really expand what you have capable in your already 5th edition full library, then the Ill Rigger is a great way to add some new flair to a class that you can play.
You want to play Spawn? You can play Spawn.
Right,
You can now play
exactly.
Spawn. You can be Spawn.
Yes.
Or Meatloaf from Bat Out of Hell 1 through 3.
Like literally, look at the cover art. Like that's, so good. This of course has new fighting styles. It's got subclasses. It's got so much packed into this one little release. And it did get released this month, very close to Roll20 Con. There are more MCDM releases on the horizon. I don't have any names to give you at this moment, but we're excited to have more from our friends at MCDM coming to our Roll20 users in the future. Next, I'm going to give a shout out to another one of our incredible sponsors for Roll20 Con. We have released a show off from Kobold Press.
Blood imps. Sorry, go ahead.
Of the infamous blood imps at
I'm
Kobold.
a fan of
We all know and love.
So Kobold Press has this week released the Vault of Magic, their latest 5th edition book on Roll20. This is a trove of powerful new magic for 5th edition D&D, and it includes unique items crafted by guest writers such as, people you may have heard of, such as Patrick Rothfuss, Gail Simone, Deborah Ann Wall, like just a few names that may sound a little familiar to you.
I believe Bianca from Roll20 is also in there, but I'm not sure.
There are
I should check.
So like one of my goals is always to get games from our amazing staff, like onto the Roll20 Marketplace so we can all keep supporting each other. So that
I'm not 100% sure. Bianca, sorry if you're not, but I think she is.
Oh, and apparently B has something in the book too.
Oh,
so yeah, that's awesome. So I love supporting the Roll20 community. Like I say, like I did it. I didn't do it. I love when we get to bring in titles that support the Roll20 staff and community in that way. So Vault of Magic, awesome release, just came out from Kobold Press. You can go grab it now. It just came out this week. Next up, going to talk about something that just came out this weekend as a part of Roll20 Con from the amazing folks at Dimension 20. We have brand new art packs from the Unsleeping City Chapter 2. So these are tokens and map packs that are built using the assets that the show used for the Unsleeping City Chapter 2 actual play. So if you're a Dimension 20 fan, then the art in here will look very familiar to you because you saw them actually use it on Roll20 during the show. And they've now packaged it and brought it to you so you can bring those assets into your games at home. This also includes never before seen original art that didn't make it into the game. So they prepped a bunch of things for the game, but obviously games can go a little bit off the rails even when they're produced. So there's some stuff that didn't make it into the original game that are now included in the token and map packs, and it's all available for you. You can toss a little bit of that NYC magic into your game, and it has things like haunted subways, cockroach monks, a Staten Island ferry that works better read than said out loud, but
like a boat,
like a flying,
like a boat.
Anyway,
like a boat.
So the item is available both as individual token packs and a map pack, or you can get it all together in one bundle and get all three at once. So this is a really awesome release that just came out this weekend as part of Roll20 Con. You can literally go grab it right now and be one of the first to get these assets for your games. Next up, okay, I'm gonna take a sip of water because we got two.
Let's just say we're out of the US specific ones.
Yeah. I promised our producer 10 minutes and we're officially at the 10-minute mark, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Jess, but I have to talk about these games. Okay.
Yep.
So released this weekend, we are so proud to present from our friends at Ulysses Spiele, The Dark Eye, otherwise known as Das Schwarze Auge. I do not speak German. That is my best attempt at a pronunciation. Good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this,
I'll say it's good, but I don't
speak German. Maybe if someone who does speak German can tell me if I completely flubbed it, that would be great. This is the #1 TTRPG in Germany, and it is one of the most popular systems ever played on Roll20. It has been published for 30 years. So there are literally 3 decades of lore and history behind this system. I will never forget the very first time I worked a convention in Germany, Essen Spiel, and had so many people have no idea what I was talking about when I talked about D&D. Everyone played The Dark Eye. It is so intensely popular, and we have a lot of players on Roll20 who play this game and love this game. And we're really excited to partner with Ulysses Spiele in a deeper level to bring the Dark Eye experience to players all over the globe. So as of this weekend, we released 3 books for the Dark Eye. That includes the core rulebook, the bestiary, and the armory. All 3 of the books, and this is really exciting and unprecedented, so that's why I'm so excited to talk about it. All 3 of the books are released in a bundle that contains their English and their German versions. we wanted to make this as accessible and as approachable as possible. So we partnered with Ulysses to make sure that we could offer these so that anyone can sit down and play the Dark Eye. The English version, the German version, you can put both of them into your games. You can just choose whichever one. If you don't speak German, you can turn on only the English compendiums. So everything, this is our first time releasing a compendium that is not English, and it's very exciting for us. Like, we're just really excited because, as Luke mentioned before, we are working hard to extend our ability to support our international players, and this is kind of the first steps of that. We're really proud to work with Ulysses Spiele to bring you all 3 of these books so that you can experience them in either English or German. The brand new official by the publisher character sheet is available for you to check out and use. They put a lot of style into that as well. We have been working with them for literally a year. Like literally, this conversation started in October of 2020, and it has taken a long time to get us here, but we're really excited to bring you this game. In fact, so much so that we have also brought to you a free introductory adventure. So there is a free adventure module on the marketplace. So it's available to literally everybody. And sorry, I always feel bad. The social media manager should definitely know about all the things. So sorry, Luke, but we did bring together a free adventure module so you can try out the Dark Eye. It is available in both English and German, and it kind of walks you through how to play the system and gives you a little experience of it. If you're not familiar with it, it's basically a classic medieval high fantasy game with a very rich fantasy setting. It's got decades of lore, and the rule set is designed to be kind of tailored to your play style. So if you're into dungeon crawls, it really fits with that aesthetic. If you want more immersive storytelling, it's really set up for immersive storytelling as well. So definitely get to the marketplace, give the Dark Eye a try. We're really excited to begin the venture into better international support for TTRPGs, which brings me to my next announcement, but I need to take a sip real quick.
Come on. I'm just kidding.
Now I'm just like milking it, right?
Yeah, honestly.
Okay. Now, the announcement that so many of you in the chat have been so avidly waiting for.
Some might say a storm is brewing.
some
might say. I think it said a storm is coming. I don't know. Let's scroll up the chat real quick. Let's just reread the chat.
Let's just scroll up a little bit.
So I don't know what is that symbol?
I don't know what that is. So, all right. Sorry. As part of our continued support of the of an international support for our players, we are positively thrilled to announce that we are also partnering with Jambo Editora. I know many of you folks are in chat representing. They are the Brazilian publishers of the TTRPG Tormenta. Now, if this sounds familiar to you, but you've never played it before, that may be because you saw our recent OR report. That's what we publish every quarter to show off what people are playing on Roll20. So this game made it into the top 10 of all systems played on Roll20. It is one of the most popular games on Roll20 right now. In fact, we recently showed a 45% growth of Tormenta players this quarter, which means it is one of the games with the most explosive growth this quarter. It is very popular. It's clear that folks are loving Tormenta, and we want to bring you more of it. So we have partnered with Jambo Editora, the publisher of this game, and we are going to be working with them to bring VTT enhanced versions of the Tormenta products to the Roll20 Marketplace in both Portuguese and English at accessible prices in 2022. So if you want a little preview of that, there is an official version of the Tormenta character sheet already available. So you can just go right into Roll20, make a game right now, take a look at the character sheet. It's the official by publisher Tormenta character sheet. Take a look at that. And we are really, really excited to make it so that you have so many more options as a player of the games that you can play. Tormenta has seen huge growth internationally, and we want to make that accessible to all of our players. So we're really excited that we are getting this support with Jambo, and we're working together to make sure that this experience comes to all of you. So congratulations to the folks at Jambo. Thank you so much for working with us. It's really inspiring to work with the publishers who are just gems of humans, and really, really excited to come be a part of the Roll20 family. So welcome to the official Roll20 family, everyone. We are really thrilled to have you.
Here's hoping that we see even more explosive growth as those communities start to grow.
100%. Yeah. In the top 10 alongside, right there, up there alongside with D&D, Pathfinder, Call of Cthulhu, that those mainstays in our top 10. Tormenta is right up there. And we're partnering.
Yes, there will be both Portuguese and English versions. Yes.
Oh, that's also, a very important thing to note there too.
Yes, absolutely. So, okay, that was all 20. We made it through with 2 minutes to spare.
So many, all Roll20. I'm sorry.
We got there. Apologies to Gabe for delaying.
Sorry.
Apologies.
We did start 15 minutes late, so.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way we'll go the whole time, and we did. But I do want to say
a lot
before
of tomfoolery.
Yeah, there was quite a bit. Before we wrap up, I do want to mention, there are a couple things we hit on there that I think there were some questions. We had to run through a bunch of information fast, so I do apologize for anything that we kind of sped through there. But there will be a recap of all this information going up in the blog.
It will also be in the newsletter.
And the newsletter.
I will be sending out a newsletter, an email on Monday with a newsletter that's got all of our big announcements. It's going to be chunky, boys. So please read it.
Yeah, and we'll have more information on some of the more technical stuff too that we didn't have as much time to touch on. I know there's some questions in chat, so hopefully we can get all that stuff answered in the recap and wrap up post there. 2022 looks so exciting for Roll20. 2021 was awesome, and the future looks extremely bright for us, not only with these products, but with enhanced color suites of darker hues, with changes coming to the site in terms of new dev work and some of that stuff too. I think we're just very excited about some of the changes coming to Compendium, UI updates, that character vault, pulling character building outside of the VTT. It's all going to be a huge stuff. I'm very, very excited.
Yeah, I should have said Character Mancer is coming out of the VTT instead of Character Vault.
Right.
I'm so sorry, Chad.
Thank you so much for joining us today, chat. And don't forget to donate to Tiltify if you can. Give anything and everything you can will help.
Yeah, you never know. The next Roll20 dev could be in code 2040 right now. So
very true. Hey. My name is Luke. I am your social media manager for Roll20. You can find me at Urza's Hot Tub on the internet. TK, where can people find you?
You can find me nowhere. Don't find me, but I'm usually on Twitter. TK joins the fray. So yeah, that's it. Goodbye.
Emily?
I'm Emily Floyd. You can find me on the internet at Emily the Spoon, and it has been my pleasure to be here tonight.
Thanks for joining us, folks. Don't go away. Gabe will be on very shortly with a little tour of the Festival of Emeralda. So thank you again.
Free adventure.
Happy Roll20 Con. Bye.